Okay, so this is a lesson, Algebra 1, lesson 31 on slope. We're going to calculate slope giving 2 points and a graph. So down here I started showing you that we could have a positive slope. Now let's say we were at the top of the mountain and now you got to a flat area. What kind of slope is this, everyone? It's horizontal, but not neutral, but zero. Good. It says zero slope. Zero slope. Okay. Now let's say you got to the end of the flat area and you're on the other side of the mountain, and of course you go down. What kind of slope is this, everyone?
Negative.
Negative slope. Okay. And let's say that we get to the bottom, okay, and then you keep walking and you get to your destination, which is just a cliff, right? You're at the bottom of it, of course. You're looking up. What kind of slope is this? This is
positive.
Nope, it's called undefined. Undefined, okay, so undefined. Good, so we're going to continue on here. So that's what the slopes look like. We just did a little review on that. These are the steps. These are written down. You can pause it and look on the video. Okay, I'll do numbers 1 and 2. You watch for numbers 1 and 2. Pencils down right now. Pencils down. Okay, here we go. So step 1, it says pick 2 coordinates. We already know our 2 coordinates, and they're given up here. So each of these is an x, and this is a y. This is an x, and this is a y. Okay? Since the first coordinate is the one we picked first, let's just call it x sub 1, y sub 1. And this is x sub 2, and this is y sub 2. Okay? So we have 2 sets of coordinates here. The next step is we identified them as x1, x2, y1, y1, y2, and we're going to input them into the formula slope, or m is equal to rise over run, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you start off by writing slope, which m is the letter for slope, and you write y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, plugging it in. We know that our y2 is 7, y1 is 1, so we subtract 1. x2 is 5 minus x1, which is 2. We simplify. 7 minus 1 is 6, 5 minus 2 is 3. We can simplify this. 6 over 3, we can simplify this as a fraction, or we could divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, and that's our final answer, but we need to make our final answer a fraction, so we put it over 1. Okay, so the slope of this line, if we were to calculate it, is 2 over 1. The top number represents the rise. The bottom number represents the run. Okay, that's number 1. Again, I started off, they gave me 2 points, so I didn't have to pick anything. We identified x1, x2, y1, y2. Then we substituted these values into the formula and solved for it, and then we simplified and left our answer as a fraction, okay? Okay, pencils down still, pencils down still, pencils down still. Okay, number 2. Again, they give us 2 points, so we go to step 2. Identify all of our x's and y's. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. And we identify it, and we substitute them into the formula of slope. y2 minus y1 is equal to over x2 minus x1. Our y2 is negative 7. Now watch carefully. I'm going to put negative 7 minus, all eyes up here, minus y1, which is 2. Denominator, we have 5x2 minus y1, or x1. Remember, x1 is a negative 1, so we have to put that into its own parentheses. So we're subtracting a negative. What does it mean when I subtract a negative, everyone? It's a positive, right? So negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. And 5 minus a negative 1 is really positive 6. In this example, we could simplify. We know 3 goes into each of these, so your answer is going to be negative 3 over 2. Okay? And that's our final slope. The negative 3 represents the rise, 2 represents the run. Okay? That's how we do slope. Any questions on how we find the slope? Okay, good. So let's have the 1s tell the 2s about number 1, 2s tell the 1s about number 2. No writing right now, you're just talking. Ready, set, go. Alright, continuing on number 3. Number 3. Here we go. So on number 3, shh.
I don't have a whiteboard.
Okay, on number 3, I'm going to start it off and then you're going to finish it, okay? Number 3, I'm going to say this is your x1, y1. This is your x2, y2. And you're going to input it into this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, on this example, inputting our numbers in, substituting, we got 7 minus 5 over 4 minus 2 is equal to 2 over 2, which most of you had. And 2 over 2, it's like saying 2 divided by 2, which is 1, but we want our answer to be a fraction, so it's going to be 1 over 1. Your answer, m, is equal to 1 over 1. Okay? Number 4 on your whiteboards. Ready, set, go. On this example, you have x1, y1, x2, y2. Start with your formula, so it's going to be m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Inputting your numbers, we have 8. So you watch carefully. 8 minus y1, which is negative 2, so it has to go into its own parentheses. So we're subtracting a negative. Okay. Shh. Okay, so we're subtracting a negative 2. x2 is negative 6 minus x1, which is negative 4. Again, you're subtracting a negative. These two negatives on each of these is like a positive, so you have to think, what's 8 plus 2? It's 10. We think, what's negative 6 plus 4? Negative 2. Then I ask myself, what's 10 divided by negative 2? It's negative 5. Make it a fraction over 1. So m is equal to negative 5 over 1. That's the correct answer. Yes, questions?
Do you record every class?
Okay. Continuing on, I'm going to jump down to I think we're ready to go, number 7. Okay, on number 7, on number 7, we're going to look at this line. Okay, so on this one, on number 7, you have a line, so you have to pick 2 points. So you have to look carefully. You have to figure out where this blue line, this line right here is crossing the crosshairs of the graph. So right here, you see there's a point right here. I could choose this point, and I know this point is 0, negative 2. And I'm going to choose another point. It could be any point. For instance, it could be even right here on the x-axis. Okay? This is 2, 0. It doesn't matter which one is x1, y1, x2, y2. So as long as you organize it. So this is x1, this is y1. Let's just say that's that. This is x2, y2. Okay? I chose them backwards from what I picked on the graph. So I'm going to take these 2 points, and I want to solve the slope. So I think you could do this. Take these 2 points, solve the slope. That was a step 1. Ready, set, go. Here's your hint to start off with. You should start with m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? Simplify it. Okay, 10 more seconds. Continuing here. So, why is it not negative? Watch carefully. Hey, look at the picture here. From looking at this picture, is this a positive or a negative slope? Positive. So your answer needs to be positive, okay? So you have y2, we said is negative 2, minus 0 over y1, which is 0 minus 2, or x1 minus x2. We get negative 2 over negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is equal to negative 1, or I mean positive 1, and we make it a fraction by putting it over 1. Okay? The next problem, number 8. Number 8. This one's by yourself. Okay, I'm going to ask a couple of students to come on up and pick points.
Can I do it?
Okay, come on up. Yes. One more person. Come on up, pick a point.
Okay.
Okay, so you have these 2 points. You pick this point and this point here. So I want you to take these 2 points and tell me what the slope is. Go. So you have to tell me what you have to do. Step 1, pick the 2 coordinates. We did that. What is the name of this coordinate? What's the name of that coordinate? And find the slope. Okay. Okay, on this example, this point right here, you have to ask yourself, this is negative 1, negative 2. That's the point here. The point here is positive, sorry about that. The point here is positive 4, 0. Okay, then you name them. Let's call this x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so plug them in. We get our formula of m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our y2 in this case is going to be 0 minus y1, which is negative 2. We're subtracting a negative, so if we subtract a negative, what are we really doing?
Positive.
It's a positive, right? And then we have x2, which is 4, minus a negative 1. Again, negative and negative becomes positive, right? So what's 0 plus 2? It's 2. 4 plus 1 is 5. There's your answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This is easy.
Okay. It'll get easier as you go. All right, and that concludes our lesson for today.